Hey, what's up, everybody? It is the 4K Lowdown coming to you live on Wednesday, the 27th, and I'm here with my buddy John. John, how you doing, bro?
I've had better days, but we're all right.
Yeah,
we all right.
yeah,
Alcohol makes everything all right. So, and I have been
yeah,
drinking a lot of alcohol, just
yeah,
so everybody's aware.
yeah.
I might be a
The
little blurry.
might be a little fuzzy, but I'm just getting started myself, so um, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, and
But
so it's episode 3, action movies concluded.
we're
Hopefully,
still
hopefully we get through the last 4 of our 10 favorites.
we got 4 more. We'll get
We got
through 'em.
4. We'll get 4 more. We got to motor through them. But first, did you see anything this past week, bro?
It's been since last Wednesday. It's been a little bit of roller coaster for me. So I can't honestly say that I sat down and watched a movie. Unfortunately, there's been just so much going on.
That that cuts me deep, bro. But I'm not. I
I
understand. I feel it.
It was an
I
odd week, and well, I mean, like memorial shirt I'm wearing, funeral
mhm.
today. It's been one of those weeks. So a lot of emotions going on, and a lot of not give a fucks going on throughout the rest of life. So I didn't really watch movies. I played a lot of video games where I got to kill stuff and sports. So to keep my mind on stuff and
All right.
drinking, of course. So
Drinking, of course, and that's totally fine. Um,
what about you, Dave? Have you where you get a chance? Oh, well, I don't even know why I asked that question. Have you had a chance to watch any new movies, or at least some refresher movies that we might be liking to
yeah,
hear?
I did a little of both, and unlike you, I have no life, so it's on the days when we're done working or whatever, I throw some movies in, watch some stuff. So yeah, I watched a few things this week. Let's see. So I did a rewatch of the first Expendables movie.
Love that movie.
Because I bought the 4K, so I wanted to hear it
Oh yeah,
in Dolby Atmos. I wanted to hear it, and it was epic. You could hear the bullets ricocheting in each of the speakers
oh that'd be
in
awesome.
the room. It was phenomenal. It was
I
epic.
gotta get
Really,
Top Gun in 4K.
yeah. I do have Top Gun in 4K. That's
And they,
that's
and they,
definitely on my watch list. So I haven't yet seen it, but I do have it in 4K. So yeah, I'm excited to watch it, and it'll probably be right before Maverick comes out.
oh
'Cause
yeah.
I'll get that in 4K, and then I'll go to the theater and see Maverick. Hopefully, if it ever gets released. Um,
They pushed it back 3 times. It's pissing me off.
yeah,
It was supposed to be
dag,
on my birthday last year.
damn it! But now
Oh,
I think it's coming out on my birthday this year.
yeah, it's coming out next month.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it
I
pissed me off because like
hopefully
last year, I
fingers are
was like,
crossed.
my kids were like, "What do you want to do for your birthday?" I was like, "I want you guys to take me to do Top Gun." It's in
Yeah,
June. It's like 4 days before my birthday. It would have been perfect timing. I was like, "Yeah, let's. I want you guys to take me to Top Gun," and they're like,
and then
"Oh, we're pushing it back."
they're pushing it
Why?
back. Why? Because Tom Cruise wants to make as much money as possible,
Yeah, he
and they were
wants
still
everything
doing
good.
COVID restrictions.
Oh yeah.
So, bastard. But anyway, so I also rewatched, and I'm not drinking. Rewatched a movie called Kin, and I don't know if you're familiar
Oh
with this one.
yeah.
This
Patrick Swayze
no,
and no, wait, no, you're
no,
talking about the
no.
new Kin,
The
not
one
of Kin, but Kin. What black kid and the
finds the
super
gun.
gun?
Yeah. So I
Yeah,
I
I
I
haven't
bought
watched
that.
that. Is it
Yeah.
good?
I reviewed it when I first got it because I think it's 2019 or 2018 when it came out. Um,
I'd have to say
and I
19 or
reviewed it.
20.
I
Okay.
reviewed it and I gave it a 6.4 when I first
Oh,
watched it.
okay.
Because I have it on Blu-ray.
Okay.
So, but when I saw the Steelbook 4K was available
Okay.
and it was on sale, so I grabbed it and I watched it. It's pretty good on 4K, and it actually changed my score for the
Really?
movie. I upped it
Did
to a
a
6.8.
6.4 and went up to oh,
I went up to
increased.
a 6.8, so almost because the special effects get better, the sound gets better, the action is better because it's more intense with the 4K. So
Yeah, yeah.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot more. Um, and I think I gave the 4K transfer like a solid 8 or real close to an 8.
Oh wow.
Um, so let's see, what else did I watch? I definitely watched something that you were interested in. I watched Sing 2 with my granddaughter, and
Good.
she absolutely loved it.
I loved it.
Yeah, I liked it. I hate there's two things I hate in movies. I hate musicals
Yeah.
and I hate animals that talk.
Yeah. Sing is
And I thought for sure I would hate this because it has both.
dude, like the original
But
Sing. I love. I
yeah,
love the original Sing.
the original was cool.
Sing.
I didn't love it, but I wasn't, all broken up about it. And but I liked the second one. I really liked it. I think I liked it better than the first one.
I mean, come on. I mean, he hits the piano, man. I mean,
Yeah.
he's.
Oh, and friggin' Bono is in it? Come
No,
on.
I mean, it's a good
Yeah.
movie. I mean, and
Yeah.
part two. I mean, I love the theatricals of it. I liked,
Yeah.
I liked the story, the plot. It was good. I liked
Yeah,
it.
it had really good story. It actually,
I would probably
caught
score it pretty high.
yeah, it caught me. Yeah, I scored it an 8.2. And
Yeah,
it got me in the feels a little bit toward
yeah,
the end.
man.
And I was like, "Oh man, why am I getting all choked up about this? It's a freaking cartoon." But let's see. I watched that, and then I watched a Russian movie called Coma.
How
Um,
is that? I've been looking at that
I
a couple
I
times.
liked it.
I've
I liked it, bro. It
I've
was
I've been meant to click on it to watch it, but I haven't watched it yet.
yeah, no, I bought the steel book of it
Hey,
because
dude, how's it
it
going?
yeah.
Yeah,
Um
good though. I
it
mean,
does.
like
Yeah,
it's
it was
fun to
good. It
watch.
was it was good. The special effects, the CGI in this movie is freaking epic. It's amazing.
I,
And it's like I basically when I watched the movie and I was like, "Oh, the special effects, it's like Avengers Endgame and the first Matrix movie had like a Russian baby."
oh wow,
Is
really?
that's how good the special effects are in the movie. The story kind of
Wow.
breaks up. It's really weird, but it was really I liked the concept. I thought the concept was great, and yeah, I loved the action and the special effects in it. It's really really interesting.
I'm gonna have to check. All right,
So
I'll
it's
watch it.
definitely worth a watch.
Oh,
And
I
I
have.
thought,
I lied. I did watch a movie. It
aha,
was the night of the show before all this stuff happened. I ended up watching fucking Troll Hunter, and the only reason that reminded me is
right?
Doji just came on, and what a great Norwegian film, dude! I was, I I was so impressed with this film that you grab his boob.
He said that just before you did it.
That is awesome. I love my Leona.
Grab the other one.
Uh,
There we
but
go.
no, I was quite
Making
impressed.
me jealous.
I was quite impressed with Troll Hunter. I was like, I don't know why I've never watched this before.
Troll Hunter is badass, bro. That is a great movie. Just
Yeah,
pop.
I still gotta watch the other one. Uh, what was the other one?
What's up, Off World Legacy? I just noticed that you popped on.
Off-World Legacy. What's up?
My wife said bye, John,
Bye.
but she said it
I love you more
in
than
a
Dave does.
I don't think so. He says he loves you more than I do. No, she agrees with me. She no.
I know.
And
I know.
I was gonna say it. She said it all sexy and flirty too.
Yeah.
Bye, John. Oh, I'm getting
My
tickled.
God. uh, oh, just my Leona.
That just made my night. Um, okay, so dude, I'm glad you watched Troll Hunter. That because yeah, that's a friggin' that's like one of my like hidden gems. Like if you haven't watched it and you love horror movies in any way, you got to see it.
Dude, it was so good. Yeah,
Just so good.
I know Inoji threw me onto this when last episode, and I was like, okay, I gotta check this out because I was thinking of a totally different movie, and then he's like, no, it's this movie, and then I saw the cover, I'm like, oh shit, totally different movie.
Troll. Yeah. Oh
It's
man,
Headhunter
so
that I
good.
was thinking of, which is an awesome movie in itself.
Yeah.
A slower paced movie like Inoji might like. He's been looking for some good, yeah, slower
Yeah.
paced.
He likes the slower burns. Yeah.
The Headhunter is super good. You'll like that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, super good movie, and I appreciate OG for fucking throwing me onto that because that was freaking awesome. Um,
Yeah. Totally
Dude,
agree
the
with that
realism,
statement.
like, yeah, that would be one I would score in realism.
Yeah.
I mean, I would
I
have
for it's
to.
like it's trolls. It's
Yeah,
friggin'
dude.
there's nothing real about it, but it was done so well. And with the I liked it better with the point of view footage because it was like I don't want to say found footage because it's not really found footage,
No, no, no.
um but when you see the things in the distance and stuff, especially that the effects on it are just monumental. And I gotta put that with this Coma, this Russian movie.
Oh,
The
okay.
special effects are just as good, if not better, in Coma because of course it's newer. But it's like, and basically the gist of that movie is a person, this architect's in a car accident and he goes into a coma. And while he's in the coma, he's in a new world, and the world is made up of everybody's memories in the coma. So these everybody in there is in a coma and they all exist in this world. So there's just crazy like planes frozen in midair and just it was just it's
Wow.
really crazy. I mean,
I'm
you're
not
just
sure.
watching it going, "Wow, holy crap." And then I'm
What?
like, "Okay, what the fuck is everybody talking about?" I
Yeah.
didn't understand. But I also wanted to point out the one you were interested in, which was Exorcism of God.
Exorcism of God, dude. I gotta watch that movie. That
So
looks so good.
so I watched that. I haven't reviewed it yet on my Facebook page, but um,
Yeah, without reviewing it, how did you like it?
I did like it. I
It
liked
looks
it.
really interesting.
It wasn't great, but I really liked the concept, and I don't want to spoil it,
No, no,
but
no.
I don't want to spoil it because you need to see it. But I was like, okay, so how are they gonna do an exorcism of God? And I really like how they played it.
Okay.
So it was really, really interesting and creepy as all hell. I mean, the first scene is an exorcism, and it's badass. There's this one little part, um,
Yeah, I dojo 1 through 10. 1 through 10.
1 through 10. Basically, so yeah, what I do is I do my ratings 1 through 10 on 10 aspects, and then I take the average score, and that way it tries to be as much as objective as possible.
Yeah.
Um, but there's this one part where the priest is doing the power of Christ, and all hail mumbo jumbo, and the whole bed just jumps up off the floor like 4 feet off the floor and lands closer to the priest.
Oh.
It wasn't like the bed shaking or anything. It actually just
Yeah.
poor, and I'm
Oh.
like, fuck. And then
Oh,
so yeah, really some really cool um
special effects.
yeah, some really cool effects in it, and some really cool cheap creeps and false jumps and stuff like that, to where you're like, you don't know what's coming around the corner when you're watching. You're like, okay, is this going to be real? Is it just going to be like some cat jumping out of a trash can, something like that?
Oh, yeah.
Um, but yeah, it was good, and I like I said, I wouldn't give it a great score. I didn't think the main character acted very well in it. Um, but and and surprisingly enough, do you remember the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes. Yeah, of
Okay.
course.
So
Yeah.
the
Of
butler,
course.
the
Yeah,
butler Jeffrey,
yeah.
he's an exorcist, and he's the old teacher exorcist guy in the
Oh,
movie. And I
really?
was like, oh my god, it's Jeffrey in the freaking movie. So and he basically was the only guy I really recognized
Okay.
in the film. So it's not going to get a very good cast score, but I think it's
I
definitely
don't know who Joseph Marcel is. Is that Jeffrey? Is that him? No, that's not him, is it? It is
I don't
him.
know.
Yeah, that's
I
Jeffrey.
think it's him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. The legend. I love that Edoji. I
Yeah.
love that.
It's kind of why I was like, oh yeah, dude, Fresh Prince, and I was kind of um, when when Adoji mentioned that, I was like, oh dude, because I saw that I was like, dude, Jeffrey's in the freaking movie. I was loving it. Um, and then the other one I watched was VHS 94,
Oh, love that movie. I love that
um,
movie. I
which
love the VHS series. Awesome.
good found footage
They're
anthology,
great.
creepy as all hell. This was kind of disjointed for me. They were trying to make it fit together, but it didn't really fit
No,
very well for me.
no, it didn't
But
fit in with
but
the original
super
VHS.
gory and crazy stuff going on. So yeah, I enjoyed it for what it was for sure.
I love the different stories
Yeah,
in VHS. When I really enjoyed it. I mean, 94, yes, it kind of as much as it is a what trilogy now? 94?
I think this is the fourth
Is
one.
this not the fourth one?
I think 94 is the fourth
Yeah,
one,
I might have missed one.
and I have the other three, so I think
Yeah,
that's why.
I think I missed one then that I haven't seen yet. But
You probably missed the bad
I
one, so don't worry about it.
okay. 'Cause
Because there's
or
one that was kind of like a steaming pile, but
yeah, I watched 94 and you're right. It doesn't really seem to fit with the the
it doesn't fit with the franchise.
two that guess I seen. I think I missed one. I might have missed the middle one. I might have missed the last one. I don't know. Um,
Well,
but it,
what I liked about the VHS movies, and it was like, oh, they find a tape,
yes, not yeah,
and then they watch it and stuff. But in VHS 94, it wasn't. It just went right into the tape, and then it was like jumping
yeah.
through, doing all kinds of stuff. When I think in the third one, I'm trying to remember if that's right, but in the third one, which I think is the horrible one, they find this van, this news van or
I
something.
haven't seen that one.
Yeah, and they find the tape in there,
Okay,
and
so
then
I watched
they play the
the first.
tape, and then goes through all that.
I've seen the first two and the fourth one. Okay.
Yeah. And
Archive
Doji, I got one for you. If you get a chance, there's a movie called Evidence, and
good movie.
it's so good because it's a found footage movie within a slasher film. So, and at the same time, it's a thriller. So they're trying to figure out how all these people died, and all they have to go on is the footage from everyone's camera phone and stuff like that. So the police detectives are watching the videos, trying to piece together what happened.
What was that found footage one I told you about that I told you to go watch? God, it's been a while now. It's been months since I told you.
It has been a while, and I can't remember the name of it.
It was so good too. Such a good and they use like they bring the creators of and that's what I loved about this movie is they actually bring the creators of Blair Witch Project into it. You know, the grandfathers of found footage movies
Hmm.
um into this as like special I don't want to say special guests, but as themselves
Like a
to
cameo or something like that.
basically to really get into like the found footage aspect of what they found and everything. It's man, it's such a good movie. I got to remember the name of that movie. Oh, but Archive 81 on Netflix, I have to agree, Adoji. One, it's freaking awesome. and two, yes, it does have that VHS feel to it. Yeah, you might want to watch that one if you have. I think you have Netflix, don't you?
I do have Netflix.
Yeah,
I
Archive.
haven't seen Arcade 81, but I'll
It's
definitely
good.
check it out.
I've liked it so far. So we'll.
Yeah, I liked Midnight Mass. It was a
Oh, dude, Midnight Mass is good.
so good. I mean, I called it right when the first episode came out. I knew
Oh, dude,
exactly what was going on.
yeah,
But I
that's
love how the story played out. It was really
good.
cool.
And I know they kind of did a finality with Midnight Mass because it was a what do they call it? Uh, limited series. Is that what they
Yeah,
call it? Limited
yeah,
series.
yeah.
I know they put a good finality to that.
They put like an end. So it's like,
But man, I so want to see where they go from there.
but I don't see why they can't do another one, but in a different location with a different setup.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Midnight Mass was so good.
yeah.
Uh,
All right, so let's kick it into gear and let's I'm so glad to hear you or to read you say that. That
that
didn't
is
sound right.
awesome.
I'm so glad that you
So
said that, Doji. I really
Dave
appreciate
has a
that.
lot of movies.
I have
I've
a
seen
lot.
a lot of movies.
So if you look in the background, Doji, in our chat here,
Yeah,
that's my living room.
yeah. That's just frack.
So and I can even I can even show the picture. But yeah, I own about 6,400 movies.
Yeah.
So um yeah, if you want to know about a movie, I probably have it. And if I don't and you like it, I will try to get it. Um
Raid Redemption, 8 out of 10. Watched it last Sunday. Yeah, dude. I had to watch that after our first action episode.
yeah, and I'm glad we ended up rescoring it and it brought it up a notch too. So
Yeah,
because
we
I
took it
I
to
I
an
mean I love
84.
Flashpoint, but I thought Raid Redemption was better.
Yeah, we took it
Um
to an 84. I thought
yeah,
it seemed low. Well, I didn't think thought it seemed low.
I thought it seemed low. I
After
remember when we first did
watching
it, I'm like, I seem that because I thought, am I being too hard on this movie? Because I remember scoring it a
Yeah,
lot better than that. Um,
so good. Such a
but
good.
yeah, oh, it's such a good movie.
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, okay, let's go to the new releases really quick, and then we'll talk about that. So here we go.
Okay. The Doctor Strange into 4K. Come
Oh,
on.
that's no, that's Blu-ray, and that's a total cheese. It's not.
Oh my god. I
It's
love
like it's like the
Dan
80s.
Aykroyd, dude.
It's
Dan
from like the
Aykroyd as a pimp. Come on,
yeah.
man.
It's like it's like from the late 70s, early 80s, like a really old Doctor
Oh,
Strange.
oh yeah.
But
Um,
yeah, I'm interested in that Watchers too, but I probably won't get it.
I
So yeah,
forgot
the
Moonfall came out
yeah
on DVD already. I mean,
yeah.
it did not last long.
No, it didn't. It did horribly in the theater, and I bought the 4K steelbook, so I own it. I just got it yesterday. Um, so yeah, I gave that a 6.9.
Yeah, I think it was like a 6.9 when you watched it in the theaters and reviewed it. There's some good new releases that came out.
Yeah,
I was looking there. There's a lot there that I have not seen before
yeah,
that I'm like, "Ooh, I need to take a look at that one."
yeah. So, Adoji, you're talking about Colossal with Anne Hathaway and Jason Sudeikis, right? If so, yes, I have seen that, and I want to buy it. I don't have it in my collection yet, but I do want it.
Colossal. Which one?
It's with this giant monster attacking the city, and Anne Hathaway for some reason is able to control it,
Oh, okay.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah, I want the Blu-ray for that too. I've got that on my wish list on Amazon. So one of these years, I'm gonna get that movie.
Yeah.
Um,
How are you on have you ever watched any of the live I know we're getting a little off subject here, but you just said Blu-ray because I got these in my well, you said Amazon cart, so it reminded me of these because these are sitting in my Amazon cart right now. Have you watched any of the Rurouni Kenshins, like the live actions?
no, I don't think so.
Oh my god, phenomenal. Okay, all right. I'm gonna have to. Okay, all right. I'll when I get the Blu-rays, I'll send you the digital copies
Okay.
codes so you have them so you can watch them. Oh my god. So as samurai movies go, and I'm talking I mean, don't get me wrong, I love, Itachi and all them and Seven Samurai and, like, the original Seven Samurai,
Yeah. No,
and
that's like my number one
yeah, the
samurai movie
Seven
of all
Samurai,
time. Is yeah,
it's my number 1 as well. If we were gonna go samurai movies, that's my number 1.
yeah.
Um,
I think that should be everyone's number one,
yeah,
unless of
I
course
mean,
you've never seen it.
They created a Western off of it. I mean, Magnificent
Yeah.
7 is based off the story of the Seven Samurai, just so everybody
Yes.
knows. Magnificent 7 was based off a Japanese story. But you wanna talk about some of the best katana fight scenes in a movie in any 3 movies, and actually you can watch uh, a part of it on Netflix. They released the ending. It's not the ending of, like, the real series, but they did 2 extra movies like they did with, the actual anime, uh, and dude, if you wanna watch some awesome fucking swordplay that will might make you rethink on the best freaking swordplay in an anime in a martial arts film, watch those. Those, oh my god. They did so good, and I'm not big on turning live, animation anime into live action. I'm not super big
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah. Me
They
neither.
fall really short on when they do that, but holy cow.
Yeah. I hate to say it, but yeah, I am not an anime fan.
No, I know that.
I don't. Yeah, I just don't. I don't care for it. It's not. You know. It's not. I'll watch it, but I don't go out looking for it, and I'm not. If like when you said the name, I was like, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking
Yeah,
about.
Rurouni Kenshin, Samurai X, it kinda
Yeah.
went by 2 different, names depending on if you're in Mexico or here, but
Yeah.
it's Rurouni Kenshin. I actually own the whole series. Um, I should say that wrong. I bought my ex-wife, who's still, pretty much a best friend of mine, the whole series because our buddy, Bob in California, turned us onto it when he got back from Mexico, and we just fell in love with it. But yes, Idoji, they made a live action of Rurouni, and it might be the best live action that there was. What is that? I mean, anime. So I have not watched Cowboy. I
I
cannot
have seen Cowboy Bebop.
say a bad thing about the live action of Cowboy Bebop. I loved their casting to the
Yeah,
point where I am part of the disgruntled list that they're not continuing on with it,
yeah.
because they got
That's my only complaint is
yeah,
that they're not continuing it. So I got about halfway through the season and they said, "Nope, we're canceling it." And I was like, "Oh, you bastards." I was enjoying it. And I never saw the anime before, but I really like the live action.
yeah, the live action is so
You've
good.
you've got a shadow moving back and
Yeah,
forth behind
I got a Monty walking around.
you. You got a little zombie action going on. Okay, so let's get into the scores.
Oh yeah.
So, what's the next movie you want to do? Your
I
turn.
think I wanna get into Taken, honestly.
All right, that's good. So let's get into Taken, which I I absolutely love this movie, but I think all the other Liam Neeson movies have kind of soured the milk for me because I
I
haven't I haven't gone back to watch the first Taken in a while.
I'm a huge Liam Neeson fan.
Hmm.
Okay, so my thing with Taken, and hopefully I don't get arrested for this because I'm gonna admit my uh, unjustliness here. So huge Liam Neeson fan.
I'll just
I
kick you off the chat, bro. I'll just kick you off the stream.
I was huge into getting movies for free, back in the day.
That's it. You're gone.
Um, I'm not into it anymore whatsoever because I realize that takes away from the actors and creating more awesome fucking movies. Um, Cox. Okay, sorry.
Where the hell did you go, bro?
Uh,
Is all of a sudden he freezes.
next show, I had to read there for a second. Next show, I'll put that. I'll let you know what he said. So I get this. I'm doing this. I guess pirating. You can call it whatever you want. I'm not a pirate.
Bootleg. Yeah,
Hacks,
you're.
bootlegging, but I wasn't like making DVDs for anybody or anything like that. I just wanted to see movies without having to
Yeah,
spend
you're.
four hundred
Yeah,
dollars, see them at the theater.
yeah.
So I run into Taken, and I'm like, oh, Liam Neeson. Hell yeah, I'll download this. So I download it and I watch it. I'm like, this is the best movie ever, like ever. I was like, oh my God. It's probably not going to be number one in the scores. Don't get me wrong.
No,
But
but
oh my,
in it, yeah, when it came out, it was definitely one of my favorites of that year.
so I didn't know. Okay, so the copy I got was the International Film Festival's copy. That's
Okay.
so this hasn't even hit the theaters yet.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm coaching football. I'm like, dude, I just watched this awesome movie. It's called Taken. I'm telling all my guys, I'm doing the semi-pro football thing. I'm like, this is great. And all my guys like, dude, I gotta see it. I was like, you know what? I don't normally do this, but I'll burn a copy. I'll give you guys. I'll pass it on to you guys because I'm a firm believer you have to see this movie. So I passed it on. 6 months later, the football season is ending, and Taken comes out in the theaters. And all my football players go, "How the hell did you get this movie?"
Did I just buy into some pirate thing?
Like, we're not
You,
getting in
am I
trouble.
gonna get arrested for this because you just sent me a bootleg of?
Like, well, I didn't sell it,
I
so
didn't charge you for it. Just
I'm not,
saying, bro, you got to see this movie.
you know, I got this
That's
movie.
funny.
I'm sharing this movie, but it's funny because we all went and saw it in the theaters anyway. So
Of course. So you still paid him.
to go see it, but
Liam Neeson got his check.
oh yeah, well, oh my god, I mean, okay. Taken when this came out might have been the best movie of that year.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. It was 2008 when it came out, and yeah, I would say that was uh, top three for sure of my favorite movies to come out that year.
This is like a top five of all times of my movies of all. like
Well,
not
I would
not
hope
in
so.
genre, not genre based, but this is
Not
like a
genre
top
based, just
five
all time top
all
movie.
time. I if this yeah this is a movie that I love. This movie, I love everything about this movie,
Mhm.
but I don't know how it's gonna score.
Well, yeah. Well, let's get to the score. So for cast, I have it as an 8.
I was gonna say an 8 for cast. That
Yeah,
was
because
kind
I
of what I
have,
was going
you have Liam Neeson, you have Maggie Grace, you have
Maggie
Famke
Grace.
Jensen,
Yep.
and then there's two other dudes that I recognize but I didn't know by name.
His partners from the old
His
CIA
partners from the old yeah,
existence.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
yeah,
So I'm at an 8 for the cast.
hell, even the guy, even the guy that picks up his daughter and everybody and takes him to, he's actually well known now
Yeah.
as
Well,
an actor.
the dude, the stepdad or whatever,
Oh, the stepdad,
the
yeah, yeah,
stepdad, I
yeah.
recognize the stepdad too. But yeah, I'm about at an 8 for the
I was
cast.
giving it an 8 as a for the cast.
Yeah,
Um,
because we only talk
acting,
about really top build, but acting,
yeah,
I thought the acting was
I
solid.
love the acting.
I
In this
thought
movie. I was
acting.
giving the acting like either a 9 or a 10.
I'm
I
at a
couldn't
9 for the
decide.
acting.
Okay, well, I go with the 9 because I couldn't decide on a 9 or a 10 for Taken.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I loved it, and who stole the show for me acting wise was Maggie Grace, the daughter.
yes, the daughter. She did a really awesome job,
She absolutely looked scared shitless
dude.
in the movie,
And how
and
young she looks in this movie.
she's not
It's,
that young,
no, she's
but
like
she
almost 30 in this movie
I
already.
know, but she was like 17. She was playing a 17-year-old in the
17
movie,
year
and
old.
she acted like a 17-year-old,
Acted like a 17-year-old.
running around all gangly and being goofy, and
Oh my
uh,
god, Doji,
I,
you're killing me. Sorry. Dude, throw 2 and 3 out the window,
yeah,
burn those DVDs.
I mean, I watched 2 and 3, and they were good for what they were, but you gotta watch the original and come to it with fresh eyes because
Dude,
don't think of. But yeah, I mean, I watched The Marksman, and that's taken with a sniper rifle, and I watched
yeah,
I watched what is it, Cold Pursuit, and it's taken in the snow,
it's
and
like
it's taken in the snow. And there's
dude,
but
I'm telling
Liam
you right
Neeson plays the same character every single
all
time,
the time.
but that first Taken
So my god.
solid. I mean, I
This
was
is
like,
a
dude,
movie. This is a
yeah.
movie that did not
When
need or deserve a trilogy.
now I think it
I
could have been,
think
but
I think
they got to make their
it was
money
a
off of
money
it.
grab.
And
They went for
I
the money
like I
grab.
said, yeah, I like 2 and 3 for what they were, but I was like, how many people are gonna get kidnapped before? I mean, come on.
The whole family. The whole
The
family's
whole
getting
family get, oh man, they took my grandmother on my mother's side. I'm gonna go get him. Fucking bastard. Oh no, they took my friend's dog.
took my fifth cousin.
They took my fifth cousin twice removed.
I'm not even sure if we're related
Hey, I don't know
anymore.
what happened. He died 2 years ago. I don't know why he got taken.
They
Um,
stolen his body out of the grave. But come on.
yeah,
Who doesn't
well, yeah,
know?
I completely agree with that because it's like, okay, and this kind of reminds me of the Fast and Furious franchise because I'm
Yeah,
like, okay,
okay.
what the hell. But I mean, I loved the Fast and the Furious franchise up to 5.
You went further than I did, but I've
I
watched
mean,
all of them.
5. I've watched all. I have them all. I own them. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I'm a little ashamed to admit that, but I'm not ashamed to admit that. But 5 was my favorite because that's when everybody and their dog came in, and it was like the whole thing was brought. That was the Avengers of the Fast and the Furious
The
franchise.
bank heist where they steal the whole vault. I mean,
Where they're driving the vault and they're in Brazil and fucking everybody
that
and their
was
dogs
really
in it.
a
And then you
nugget.
get Eva Mendes at the end, who is such a
Ooh,
biscuit. And
Eva Mendes.
you find out that Letty's still alive. I'm hoping I'm not spoiling it for anybody. If you haven't seen Fast Five, then
Oh,
get
I'm
off
a
my show.
big fan too. I
But
think she's sexy as hell too.
yeah, I was just like, dude, that's so you get Tyrese is back and all that kind of stuff, and then I was like, dude,
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm done with the
Yeah,
franchise. I
I
am
am interested
absolutely
to
done.
see where they go with Hobbs and Shaw because I'd like to see a part 2 of that.
They're
Just
supposedly doing another one. Um,
the humor factor in
and
those, but
but yeah, there's so 10 is supposed to be the last one,
yeah, I hope so.
but they already broke it off into two parts. So they're
Yeah,
going to film the whole thing, and they're going to release 10
it's a money
in
grab.
two pieces.
It's a
It's
money
a
grab.
money grab. It's Deathly Hollows and friggin' the last Twilight movie and oh shit, I mean all those fucking all those dystopian books and crap that they decided we're going to take the last one and make two parts out of
Well,
it, or take The Hobbit and make three
yeah.
movies.
Idoji, to answer your question here about Eva supposing to be coming back and all that stuff, I heard that too. And you're worried about Brian. Now, Brian, the big thing with Brian, from what I've heard, is his brother is going to do a lot of the acting in that.
Yeah.
And
So
if you know who his brother is, Paul Walker, uh,
yeah.
he is very Paul Walker's brother, I should say.
Yeah. He
Um,
has two brothers,
yeah, but his
one older, one younger.
the older brother looks exactly fucking like him.
Yeah.
Like if they were standing next to each other, you might not be able to tell the difference.
The only difference is the height.
Yeah, he the older brother is like an inch or two taller than him.
Yes.
Yeah. And maybe carries a little bit more weight, but if Liam Neeson can do action movies at 6 years old, I'm not worried about the weight.
Yeah. But when after he passed away, when they were finishing the filming
Yeah,
of,
he's the
he's
one
in
that
there.
stepped in. Yeah, he's the one
Yeah,
that stepped
they
in the
actually had both brothers. They had the younger brother in the car, and then they had the older brother on the beach
Yeah,
because he looked more
yeah,
like Paul.
yep.
Um,
They use
so
both of them now.
yeah, and I agree. I love the fact that they didn't actually kill him off in the movie franchise,
No,
but
went the family route, which was
he
nice.
went the
I
family
like
right, and
how they didn't kill him.
but they should not have brought Jordana Brewster in.
Oh gosh, that's a sexy woman too.
Oh, she's absolutely gorgeous. But they should not have brought her in for 9. I get it because John Cena
Yeah,
is the brother of Dom and
it's
supposedly the brother of Jordana Brewster.
yeah,
So okay, fine. But I think that whole family should be like family time off the show. Don't do it anymore. But I don't mind seeing Jordana Brewster. She's a total biscuit, so it's fine. Um, all right, where are we at? Plot.
plot.
So the plot for Taken
Do
is
you need to
bitch gets
read?
kidnapped.
Do you need to read the back end? I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
have
got my
a
magnifying glass.
set of skills.
We we've taken okay. So it says when his estranged teenage daughter is kidnapped in Paris, a former spy sets out to find her at any cost. Relying on his special skills, his particular set of skills, he tracks down the ruthless gang that had abducted her and launches a one-man war to bring them to justice and rescue his daughter.
Oh, yeah,
And yeah, I mean it's a solid plot. It's not complicated. It's
not
not.
complicated.
It's definitely like I look at it and I'm like, okay. The only thing that bugged me about this is that I did not picture Liam Neeson as an action star until I saw this movie.
Liam
So I'm
Neeson,
like, yeah.
yeah,
So I'm like, Liam Neeson in a one-man army movie. I'm not picturing it. It's not making total sense to me
until you see the movie.
until you see the movie. And I'm sorry that quote where he's on the phone, the particular set of skills, when
Oh,
he quotes that, I
just
was like,
so you
okay,
know,
I'm
I
afraid
have
of this
a
dude.
certain set of
Yeah.
skills.
What I
I
can
will
do
find you,
is I can come there and I can kill you in your own kitchen, because
dude. I
because
got chills on
I
that moment,
that was like No Country for Old Men
dude.
with Javier Bardem in the convenience store with the quarter, flipping the coin, judging whether he's going to kill the dude or not. That's like my scariest scene. That's not horror. I was like, dude, I'm afraid of Javier Bardem right now in this movie. Totally afraid. And that was second. When he said that on the phone, he was so calm,
Dude.
so
Dude,
collected,
I think
and he's
that's what
like, I don't
scared
have any
me.
money, but I'll come there and I'll kick your ass.
And I think that's what scared me the most is the calmness factor when he says it.
Yeah.
I
Where
don't have I don't have this. I
I
don't
don't
have
have any money. What I do have
what I do have.
is a
A
particular set of
certain set of
skills. Yeah.
skills.
Yeah. Skills that would make life difficult for a man like you. So
I was
so
like, "Oh
so
my
yeah, I'm at a 7 or 8 for the plot.
On the plot. Okay, so
Just the
this
basic
is a
concept of the
movie
movie.
of Liam Neeson is kind of what grabbed me on this movie. Like I told you on my story on how I found this movie. Liam Neeson is what made me go, Liam
Right.
Neeson, I'm gonna
And
download.
that's like cast. Okay, I know Liam Neeson's in it. I'm in.
I'm a big
Yeah.
Liam Neeson fan. I've loved him ever since fucking the Irish movie, the Scottish movie. Oh shit. Uh Jesus Christ. What's the name of that movie?
I have no
Old
idea what you're talking about.
1980s movies. Like, oh shit. Okay, it doesn't matter. But I've loved him ever since then. And so yeah, I think I downloaded it and then went and saw it in the theaters all because of Liam Neeson. So plot, you said a 7 or
I said a
6?
7 or an 8.
7 or 8. I would give the plot based off of reading on the back of this without seeing the cover, without
Yeah.
seeing that Liam Neeson's in it. I'd give it a 7.
Okay.
But are you going 8? Or are you
No,
going
we'll go 7
okay?
because I was thinking 7, but then I was also like, okay, after I watched the movie the first time, I was like, dude,
And I'm trying to think about without watching the movie
yeah, he was
first.
he was in
Reading the back of the
Excalibur.
box, Excalibur. No, this
No, it was
is
something else.
Irish movie. Hold on, I'll pull it up.
You said 80s
It's I want to say 80s, maybe early 90s.
because he was in Krull, and that was probably one of the first ones I
Dude,
saw
that
him
is
in.
the best movie ever from when I was a
He
kid.
did the
Uh,
mission
no, it's old. So hold on.
because I go back to 78. That was his first movie credit, and that was Pilgrim's Process.
No, hold on. I'll pull it up.
All right, you
I'll
you
pull it
do
up.
that. I'm gonna go into
Roy
talking
Boy.
about the ending.
Is it Roy Boy? Might be Roy Boy. I don't think it's Roy Boy, but it might be Roy Boy. Oh God, I forgot. He's in the
You
king.
mean you mean Rob Roy,
Rob Roy. Yes, Rob Roy.
where he's the pirate or the ship captain or whatever, and
No, maybe it's not Rob Roy. That's an old movie too.
I don't
Um,
know if
no,
it is.
no, it is Rob Roy. He's
It's
not a
Rob
ship
Roy.
captain.
What is it?
He's a clan leader, Celtic clan leader, dealing with the English
Oh,
monarchy.
what was I thinking of? I know Rob Roy. I
You're
know which one you're talking about. But
you're
yeah, I
of maybe
had a
Ash.
different movie pictured in my mind, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's Rob Roy.
Yeah,
But
Rob
I
Roy,
I was seeing
95,
like
95.
him standing on a ship with a musket pistol, firing it.
I don't
Maybe
think that's
maybe
Liam Neeson though, is it?
yeah, no, he's got it, but yeah, he's not on a ship. But yeah,
Yeah,
he's got
he
the he's
does
got
have
the
the
he's got the
musket. Yeah,
twin he's got the twin musket pistols
yes,
and
yeah.
yeah.
Rob Roy.
Yeah,
I've
I'm
only
picturing
seen him ever since Rob Roy,
but I'm
and
seeing him on a boat.
and
And that does,
honestly, I forgot he was in Kroll. I totally forgot because I was such a young kid when Kroll come out,
yeah,
and I do have Kroll. I have the remastered Kroll, and
nice.
I love that movie.
Yeah,
Um,
that's one I don't have. I want to get the
oh
remastered
my
Crawl.
god, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that's on my list.
you know, okay, so he did a movie after Taken called The Gray.
Yes, with the
Dude,
wolves, good
dude.
movie.
And he wasn't taken in The Gray. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't that character in The Gray. And I don't know. I love that movie. It
Yeah,
wasn't a Taken movie, I should say. Dude,
dude,
if I was going to pick between the two, I'd tell you go watch Kroll every single fucking day.
I
Every
gotta agree with that, and I've seen both. So I mean, Kroll is beautiful '80s cheese, but it's yeah, I would watch that, but I would definitely watch Coma when you get a chance. I think you'll enjoy it just for the visual effects
it's
of it.
awesome 1980s fantasy movie.
Yeah, yeah, Kroll's badass.
It's one of
I
my favorite
I
movies as
I
a kid.
wanted that. I wanted that star, that
Dude,
big fucking
who did not want that star? I mean,
right.
okay,
All
all
right,
right.
let's go to the
End,
ending.
ending.
I I
Ending taken.
I
I think there was a finality to this.
yeah,
I think
I
in
loved it.
2 and 3,
Yeah, I loved how it ended.
he saves the daughter. I mean, he kills all the bad guys. Yeah, I mean, with no prejudice.
Yeah. No, and I think my favorite part of the ending, and hopefully, well, I'm spoiling it for a doji. I'm sorry. But my favorite part of the ending is that um, that zero hesitation. I'm not
No,
going to say what I'm not going to say what happens, but
yeah, no,
zero hesitation.
there are no
It's like
hesitation in
as soon
anything he
it's
does
like
in this movie.
done. I'm getting my daughter.
Hell,
Screw
the
you, dude.
torture scene. Oh my god. Doji, fuck 2 and 3. Go watch 1. This is the best out of all of them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Oh yeah.
Expendables, of course,
Bar
but
none.
ending,
The
I would give it a solid 9 on the ending.
okay. Yeah, I'm down for that.
You down for the 9? Okay.
I'm down for the 9.
Now, this is one of the few ones that I think we're on story now, right?
Yeah.
I think it's one of the few movies where the story, I guess it's not one of the few, but it's so that we've talked about that the story outshines the plot line
Oh yeah.
very
So
much.
there's so much to it. Yeah, I mean, aside from maybe Italian Job,
There is no
it's where
the
you're like, oh, this the story goes so much deeper
yeah, you get,
than just the plot. It's like, oh, former CIA agent goes to get his daughter who's kidnapped and taken to Eastern Europe.
but
No,
it's not
there's so much more to it.
so much more to it. And
There's
everyone's like,
there,
"Oh, it's just a
yeah,
a
the
Rambo movie," you know.
yeah, no, the dynamic with the
Oh,
ex-wife and the with his team and the stuff he does overseas and everything he goes through in
the
order to
Doji.
get.
I have to click on this. Hold on. How do you do that? Oh, there we go. Just so Adoji knows, this movie right now is in the $5 fucking bucket bin in fucking Walmart.
And he said fucking way too many times,
I have said it so many. I have drank way too much before we even started.
but
Uh
I have the 2 disc extended edition Blu-ray,
oh,
and this would be one that I would be a I would consider on 4K.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
I think it'd be fun the with the car chase scenes and all that
Oh,
kind of stuff.
good.
Really good.
So
Yeah,
story,
so I am totally down for. I think the story makes the movie.
I think it does too. It's so good. I
Yeah,
mean, so good. I think the story. I would give the story. Okay, I know what I'm thinking story wise. Before I give out a number, what are you thinking story wise on
I,
this?
I'm actually at a 9
I
for the
am so
story.
at a 9.
Yeah, because I loved how the story came together, and I mean, the biggest thing is like you said, there's a finality to it. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end, and it
Yeah,
moves through, it progresses, and it closes. And I
there's
love that. It's when you give me that
no
ambiguous kind of foo-foo ending where you don't know what's going on. I hate
there's
that.
no doubt in this
Yeah,
movie
there's no doubt.
to what's
There's
happening.
there's no way any of the bad guys in this movie are going to be in Taken 2.
And how they build on how he does his stuff inside the storylines, like they don't just like, oh, he knows this stuff, like he checks in with other people. I mean, it,
Yeah.
oh
I mean, even when the daughter first gets grabbed, he's on the phone with her and he's telling her, "You're gonna get grabbed.
you gotta get
Shit's
taken.
gonna happen. Here's
You're
what you
about,
need to do. I'm not gonna blow sunshine up your ass and tell
yeah,
you that
you're
you're gonna be
fucked.
okay.
You're
You're
fucked.
fucked, but I'm gonna come get you."
I need you to stay calm.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay, so let's move to violence.
Violence. Oh my god.
It's pretty darn violent.
It's a
I'm
good
not gonna give it a 10, but it's
it's
pretty
not
darn violent.
but it's a good story to violence mixture.
And again, it's more God, it's more serial killer violence because it's not like
It's not
Liam
like
Neeson doesn't pussyfoot around.
no, no, no,
It's
no,
he comes in and he beats you really fast,
or tortures you very gruesomely with a bat.
or yeah,
Um,
you know, uses the electricity in France as a weapon. But
yes, Inoji, you do kind of find out what he does before he retired in the first one.
yeah,
Especially because you get a lot more of
you
his
get a lot more with his original team,
team. Yeah,
and they kind of give an idea because
poker
there's a
game.
thing where he does some kind of bodyguard duty
Yes,
for a
yes.
star, and and you get kind of an idea of who he was.
Oh yeah.
And I
I
enjoyed that a lot.
Oh, the fight and the oh my god. You gotta watch the first one, Joji. I'm trying
Watch the
not
first one.
to spoil
Do
too
it.
much of it.
Do it. But yeah, it's not like it's not the balls out action that Raid Redemption is.
No, it's not balls out. But the
It's not balls out. It's very
uh,
deliberate. The action is
very
very deliberate.
deliberate.
I'm at
That's
an 8
good.
for
Good
violence.
way to put that. 8. I agree with the 8. I love how you put deliberate violence. I
It's
like
deliberate and it's to the point. I mean, where yeah, the Raid Redemption is just all over, just violence everywhere.
Flashpoint's kind of same way.
Flashpoint's
It's
kind of the same way, but yeah, it's a whole bunch of fighting. But Liam
but
Neeson is like
this is
tunnel
deliberate
vision, and
violence.
he just beats what's in front of him till he gets to his
His
finish,
goal. Yeah,
till he
he
gets to his goal,
goal
which is his daughter.
oriented.
There's no frills. He doesn't care about anybody on or I don't care about this guy. I don't care about my friend. I'm just gonna go this way, and I'm getting my daughter, and that's it.
Very goal oriented violence.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So the
Hey,
pace of the film,
I
I
give this
did
place a 9.
really. I'm at an 8, but yeah,
You're
we'll
at
go
8?
9.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll
Because
go 9. It's
there's
yours.
there's not a lot of character building, slow down or anything
There's
like
there, like I said,
there's
there's a little bit, but the little bit of character development is with Liam Neeson
it's
only.
yeah, it's purpose.
Yeah, it's deliberate.
It's
It's
purposeful.
it's like
Um,
okay, you got to get an idea of what's going on, and it's
and
not. You don't
and
get
even then,
flashback
yeah,
scenes or
no,
anything
no,
like that.
and
They build.
it's like dink, 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 dink.
Yeah,
It's like all set up for like the
yeah.
next
What I like is
bloody
that they're
scene.
yeah they're building the character as they develop the story. So as you're going through the
Yeah,
story, you get to learn more about the character.
that's why I gave the pace a 9 instead of an 8 is
Yeah,
because there's not really a slowdown.
I hear
It's
you.
the pace stays on track. Like if you think of the movie itself, it's not high action. Whoa, it's not Rambo. It's not Red Redemption or Red Redemption. That's
Rated.
a video game. That's a video game. Raid
Yeah,
Redemption. It's
yeah,
not all balls to the wall type of pace, but the
yeah,
pace doesn't necessarily slow down. It's bam,
yeah,
bam, bam, bam. It's all deliberate, and I really love this about the movie. Is why I gave it a 9.
yeah. Okay, speaking of pace, we got to pick up the pace, bro.
Yes, we do. Because I'm talking way too much about this movie.
Yeah.
S-
So special effects, I think are
Special
solid.
effects, solid. Yeah, they're pretty solid.
I'm at an 8,
I'm at an
8
8
maybe
on
a 9.
special
Yeah,
effects. No, I'm at a solid 8 for special
yeah.
effects. Now
Okay, for
stunts,
stunts,
I give it. I'm a 10 on the stunts.
okay, I'm a 9, but we'll go
You're
10.
a 9. I'm a
Yeah,
10 on the stunts.
yeah.
The stunts were
But good car
phenomenal. Good
chases
choreography with the fight scenes.
with the gun work. Yeah, I liked it. So yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
What I love that you say that now. Uh, which
Okay,
transitions
realism.
realism.
So let's
This
translate to the
realism,
realism.
I gave this realism as a 9.
Okay.
I give a 9 to the realism, and because he doesn't get beat up a lot. Now, don't get me wrong, he takes his licks, but the reloads on the guns, the you being a martial artist yourself, how he does his maneuvering of martial
Hmm.
arts and being able to incapacitate certain people with certain things. Um, how how a car battery works with a torture system. I mean, the realism is there with someone. I think it's beyond CIA, but someone in Black Ops would know how to do the realism of tracking the phone. The realism. I mean, it's really up there. I like this. I like the realism on this, which is why I give it a 9.
Yep.
It's one of the higher realisms I'd probably give. It's not shooter realism because oh my god, that was just so good. So final score
Final score 86.
86. And you know what surprised me is I didn't give a single 10 on this. Oh yeah, we did
Yeah,
stunts.
you did stunts.
Stunts. I give yeah 86. I think that's a good score for this movie though. I think that's a good score for this movie. We're still at, we're below John Wick, which I think is probably the most action packed one we've talked about so far. Uh, but I think that's a good score for Taken.
Yeah, no, that's solid.
That's a solid, right? That's a good
Yeah.
number. I'm waiting to see what when we first pull out our first 90. Uh,
Well, if we count realism with Italian Job, it was exactly a 90.
yeah, if you count realism with the talent job, it's exactly a 90. Talent
But
job
other,
is 89.
yeah, Italian Job and John Wick are both an 89. So,
Yeah.
all right, so let's move on. And the movie that I'm going to talk about is True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Such a good movie.
So good. And I'm gonna go right into the cast. I gave it a 10 for the cast
What do you think about
because
the cast?
you got Arnold, you got Jamie Lee Curtis, you got Tom Arnold, you got Bill Paxton, rest in peace, Tina Carrere, Elijah Dushku.
Oh, dude. You,
It's
it's
you got
it's
Charlton Heston in
it's a
this movie.
red cast. It's a red cast.
It's
It's
yeah, it's
everybody
bar
you
none.
knew.
Everybody and their dog. If it's not quite Expendables, but it's like right there. And after watching Expendables the other night, I almost wanted to exchange Expendables for one of these, um, but no, I'm totally cool. We'll keep this list as it is. So yeah, 10 for the cast.
10. Yeah.
Um, the
You can't,
acting, I mean, aside from I liked,
well,
I liked this
Arnold's
cast
movies
as far
are
as one of
not
Arnold's
known,
best.
but it's not Arnold's not known for the best.
Arnold's not an actor,
Uh,
but they really threw his one-liners in, and I kind of like his emotion through the movie.
I do.
So
I do.
I'm decent. You know, but Jamie Lee Curtis was great. Tina Carrere was great.
And
Tom
Tom
Arnold was good.
Arnold is
Great comic
awesome.
relief. So I gave it a 7.
I was thinking a 7 myself on the acting.
Mhm.
Um, and honestly, I think Arnold is the one that actually brings it down to that 7.
Exactly. I think it would have been an 8, maybe even a 9
Maybe 8, maybe a 9.
without Arnold. But
Yeah.
without Arnold, I probably wouldn't have bought it.
I don't know. If it
um,
was Sly, I might have still bought
if it
it.
yeah, if it well, I was like if it was somebody else,
Yeah.
somebody
Oh, yeah.
else high up, then sure. But if you take Arnold out and it's like Tom Arnold is the main guy, I probably wouldn't have bought it.
No, no, then it's not
But him as the as the partner, hilarious. He's so good. Okay,
good balance of comedy
good.
and seriousness
Yeah,
between.
good balance. And this is this has a really good humor factor for me. But anyway, okay,
So
so let's go to the plot. Arnold Schwarzenegger is Special Agent Harry Tasker, although to his wife, Helen, he is just a boring computer salesman. When Harry's two lives unexpectedly collide, both he and Helen find themselves in the clutches of international terrorists fighting to save not only their marriage, but their lives. Directed by James Cameron and crammed with incredible special effects, True Lies is an exhilarating mix of nonstop action and romantic comedy.
It's an early 90s film, isn't it?
94, yeah.
94, yeah. Mid 90s. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I saw Arnold on the
I
cover and I was like, dude, I'm getting it. I like the plot.
I like the plot. I really do.
I like the plot. I gave the plot an 8. I don't know
I
where
was
you're at.
thinking no, I was thinking an 8. I was right there. And a solid 8 for me on the plot.
Okay,
Just off the back cover, not knowing what this movie is, reading that, it's definitely something that I would throw in my cart as I was walking out the store.
cool. All right, ending.
Now that
I love the ending.
I love the ending. I I love
I
I
love the
love
ending.
Jamie Lee Curtis getting into it.
Even if you skip the ending and go to like the very end where they're tangoing at the end,
Yes, 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 and that's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the very
because
end,
I'm
everything
still
said
going
and
for. I mean,
done.
not necessarily when he beats the bad guy, but the scene after that when they're doing work together
Yes.
and they confront Bill Paxton again
Oh, yeah.
and they're on the dance floor doing the tango and you got Tom Arnold just like spitting like
One-liners.
next
One-liner.
time you get to be in the van. I don't why
Why
come on,
would
we got to do this. Let's go and they're doing the tango in the middle. I loved it. I laughed my ass off. I loved it. I gave the ending a 9.
I can't disagree with that. I can't disagree with the 9 on the ending. I really can't. I would go 9 on the ending.
Okay. Now for story, I kind of dropped my score down on the story a little bit.
I'm a 7 on the
I'm a
story.
7 on the story too, and it's um it's basically because they just kind of went, oh, we think this guy's dirty, so we're gonna tail him, and they just kind of jumped right into the middle of the
Yeah,
movie.
there's no build
And I
up
was
to
like, there's no, I didn't get a lot of character development, and
no
I like
control.
that in a way, but I didn't, you
I
didn't
need a
get.
little bit.
I need a little bit. Give me a little bit more of the dynamic with the husband and wife, a little bit more with the daughter.
Yeah.
So I
Oh, the
get a
daughter.
better understand. I kind of understood what was going on once they did those scenes, but I was like, I would have liked a little bit more of a lead in to like jumping right in and do the thing.
Yeah,
But I understand it's supposed to be a pure action movie. I'm totally down for it, but
a 7 on the story.
a 7 brings me to violence,
Violence,
and
it was pretty good
I
in this movie.
I was pretty darn violent.
I
I
it's
I mean, you got you got
it's
you got
brutal.
you got a nuclear bomb that goes off. You got missiles. You got car chases. You got a freaking jet
You know
flying
what
around.
disappoints me in this movie on the violence category is no really good fight scenes. I mean, there's a
I'm gonna
fight
I'm
scene.
gonna correct you there
Real
because the bathroom scene.
that oh okay, all right, okay, you got me on that one. The bathroom scene
I
is
I agree
also
to a point, but yeah, I was kind of thinking about that, and I'm like the bathroom scene with the two
okay.
dudes,
I'll
and
raise it up.
I I I loved it. And yeah, I love that violence and the gunfights and
Okay.
all that kind of stuff. And the thing with the skis when he's skiing down the hill and the
Uh,
skis guys are after him,
yeah.
and gunfire's going all over the place and the
Yeah.
cars like weaving in the. I'm I'm down for it. I'm not a 10
No,
by
no,
any
no.
means.
I was at a honestly, not gonna lie. I was at a 6 until you brought up the bathroom scene.
Okay, because I mean I'm at an 8, maybe a 9.
I see. I went 7, and if you go 9, that puts us at an 8.
Put us at an 8. If I go 8, we're at an 8.
We're
So
still at an 8.
we'll go 8.
8 on the violence.
I mean, as far as violence compared to Taken, although it's completely different, I think the violence is pretty much on par.
Yeah. Okay. I can. Okay. I can see that. I can see that. And
Yeah,
I think, like I said, the I wasn't thinking about all the like the skis, and I wasn't. I mean, there's
there's
guns
just
in this
so many
movie.
different, yeah, so many different forms of action in the movie, and
Yeah.
I think I enjoyed that a lot. So, not to mention the horse and the
Yeah. Oh my god.
you
When he
know the
takes the horse
when he takes the horse, he's doing a car chase, a motorcycle chase with a horse,
with the
running through the
horse.
lobby of the hotel,
Yeah.
and
There's a fucking
going to jump off the
elevator.
roof.
There's an elevator.
Yeah, so funny. Can you press the floor? Can you press the top floor, please?
Okay, so
It's a lovely animal.
that
Um,
takes you to pace.
takes me to pace. I love the pace of this film. It's like,
The pace of this film is it's a non-stop action.
yeah, yeah,
It's a
it's
different kind of pace for me. Like Taken was a different kind of pace.
right.
Taken is it's not a balls out type of pace. It's a constant pace. There's no slowdown
There's
in
no slowdown point, and it's
True
the same.
Lies is a balls out type of pace like Raid Redemption.
Yeah,
It really is. Besides the comedic factors of it, I didn't really get a lot of slowdown in this movie.
yeah. I mean,
Uh,
even when they're sitting in a conference room talking about stuff,
yes,
shit's going on,
shit's
and
going on.
you're
Um,
doing stuff. So yeah,
I I was still at a 9 on the
I'm
pace
st-
for this movie.
I'm still, yeah, I'm at a 9 on the pace.
Okay.
Um,
It's-
and special effects,
Yep.
I gave this a 10.
You gave it a 10. I can't
I
disagree with
gave it a
that.
10 because
Nuclear
you got,
explosion,
and my thing with the
so
explosions,
on.
the nuclear bomb, the jet, the
Especially for
the
the era that this movie is in.
especially for it being like almost 20 years
Mid
old.
Yeah, mid-90s movie, you can watch it today and still enjoy the
Almost
special effects.
shit, almost 30 years old.
04.
94, 04,
Yeah,
14. Yeah,
yeah,
almost 30 years
almost
old.
30 years old, and you can
28
still
years old.
enjoy the
Yeah.
special effects of this movie. I can't disagree with a 10 on the special effects of this movie.
Yeah.
I can't disagree with it.
Okay.
That I'm right there with you on that.
Yeah.
Now okay,
And
stunts.
stunts, I'm almost in the
Stunts,
same boat.
I am lower on the stunts.
Okay, because
I
I'm
give this
there's a lot of CGI in here, but the stunts like with the ski thing,
there are
and
some good stunts in the movie. I'm not
yeah,
disregarding the movie
the
on the stunts
and
whatsoever.
the one with the limo on the bridge with Jamie Lee Curtis, that was done live. That was not CG. They grabbed her from the limo and pulled her up. She actually did that scene.
Okay, okay. Oh, that okay. That gives a little boost. That
So
always helps.
I gave it a boost because of her. I didn't give it a 10, but I
I
gave it a boost because Jamie Lee did that stunt on her own.
because I was thinking around an 8 for the stunts, but that
Okay,
maybe
I'm at a 9.
I say maybe a 9 because doing your own stunts does have a lot to do with what's going on.
Yeah,
And like if you scored a Jackie Chan movie, you got to give that bonus for doing their own
you
stunts.
got to give a bonus for that. Yeah.
Yes.
Um. So now the humor aspect, I think this movie is funny as all hell.
Solid,
The
solid humor
the
aspect.
yeah the one-liners, just the timing of it, so funny. Tom Arnold is hilarious. Bill Paxton
Bill
is
Paxton is so
hilarious. He is hilarious in this movie. So yeah, I'm at a 9 for the humor.
I would give it a solid 9 on humor. I
Yeah,
I I can't disagree with that at all. I was thinking I might have gave it a 10 because I remember
I
in
was
the movie
I'm almost
laughing my
there.
ass off the whole time, but
Yeah, but
not a
I'm
comedy.
and you know what? Maybe I will give it a 10 because I thought I gave Red a 10, but I gave that a 9.
You gave Red a 9. I think this is funnier than Red, and I would
Yeah,
give it a 10.
yep.
'Cause I remember back when I
I'm down for that because I think it was funnier than Red too.
graduate high school and dying my ass off on this movie.
Okay,
Yeah,
I have
it's
us at an 87 for True Lies.
87. Yeah. Yeah, 87. That's a good score. Man, I cannot disagree with that score
Yeah,
whatsoever.
totally. All right, let's go to Die Hard.
Let's go to Die Hard. Again, I have to give the cast of this movie a 9.
Okay. See
I
that's
might
it's
go
interesting.
10.
I'm actually a lot lower for the cast.
Are you a lot lower for the
Uh,
cast?
I
Really?
I am, and mainly because um I didn't recognize a lot of these stars until after this movie. So
Okay. All right.
so
So
as
if
far
I
as
think
people
about
I know, so I got um so I
Bruce Willis.
recognize Bruce Willis, Alan Rickman, that's 4. Reginald Vell Johnson, I probably only knew by face from Family Matters, so
Yeah.
5. Paul Gleason, 6. William Atherton, who plays the the dude, the news reporter that she clocks at the end.
Oh, dude. And you
So
got
yeah, I'm
Johnson
actually
Johnson.
yeah, I'm actually at an 8 for the cast.
I think we talked about this before. We were a little bit of a
Yeah.
disagreement on the cast on
Yeah. And I
I
do, yeah. Al Leong, I recognize him. He's the guy that does every martial arts movie in the
uh,
80s he was in.
and I
so yeah, I'm at an 8 for the cast.
and I'm at 9, so we throw this at a
So
9.
we'll go 9. I think I was actually lower than that until I actually read the cast. I'm like, okay, no, I know that guy. I know that guy.
Now,
Okay.
if you asked me if I knew all these people when this movie came out, that's a whole different story.
Right.
We'd probably be at like a 5 because
Yeah.
I knew
I'm
Bruce
thinking.
Willis.
Yeah. I was thinking like 6 or 7. Um, but I did know like Harry Gleason. I knew
Oh,
from Breakfast Club and
oh shit, yeah. Very good
And then the other
support.
dude I knew from Real Genius,
Real
and
genius. Yeah.
so yeah, I know some of those guys by face, but not by name. All right, let's go to acting.
I think the acting is solid for the
I
movie
think
that it is.
yeah,
Um, I don't think this is a movie that required a lot of actual acting in it. Um,
yeah.
so I for the acting that they actually had to do in this movie, I gave it an actual 9 as well. I stayed pretty straight aboard across.
Okay. All right. I'm at an 8 for the acting, but that's cool. Rounds up to a 9. Okay, so for plot,
Oh God,
bunch of dudes in a building. Um,
Takayamatar.
I don't think I don't have anything on my J card for this. I don't think. Ah, well, no. It just says the incredible Die Hard collection features 5 of the most explosively entertaining action movies in Hollywood history. Let's go to IMDb and read the plot, which I already have it up. So, NYPD officer tries to save his wife and several others taken hostage by German terrorists during a Christmas party at the Nakatomi Plaza in Los Angeles.
It's not a. It's not a big.
Um, I don't think Samuel L. Jackson is in Die Hard.
No.
It's
Yeah, he is.
Regin
Yeah,
Red.
3.
It's
He's in Die Hard 3.
he's in Die Hard 3.
Yeah, not the
Yeah,
original though.
he's Zeus in Die Hard 3, but not the
Yeah.
original Die Hard. That's Reginald Vell Johnson.
Yes.
Um, but okay, so plot again, it's pretty simple. I'm kind of at a 7 for the plot.
I'm at a I give that yeah, I right there with you
Okay.
on the plot line there.
Okay.
Um
Um,
it might
okay.
be my
So
favorite Christmas movie ever, but we're about to
yeah,
be in
it's so funny because they did a roast. They did a roast of Bruce Willis, and in that roast, he said that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
I know he said
So
that.
so stop so stop fucking saying it. And I was
It's
like,
a Christmas
I
movie.
was like, I don't care.
It
You
happened
know,
during Christmas. It's a Christmas
yeah,
movie.
Christmas movie. God damn it! There's a tree. There's a Christmas party. People getting
Christmas
drunk.
movie.
Christmas movie.
You can call it a
Um,
love movie for all I care. It's a Christmas movie.
yeah. So ending, I really think
I
that this is probably one of the most epic endings
ever, right? Ever?
ever. That
Ever.
the whole slow motion thing
Yeah.
with him, I mean, epic. I'm finding it hard not to give it a 10, but I don't want to give it a 10.
I'm giving it a 10.
Okay, because I was easily at a 9, but argument can be made for a 10.
I'm giving
Um,
it a 10. I mean, honestly, and
yeah,
I love the series. Like,
yeah.
could
We
you
w-
stop at Die Hard 1?
yeah,
Yes.
we got 10 minutes, so
Okay.
we got a motor.
Sorry.
I hate to do it because I love talking about it, but
Next
we
week will
got
be
it.
different.
Next week we're gonna do the last movie. um,
Story.
so story, I'm a little lower on the story because it does kind of simplify it. It all happens in the building,
Very simplified.
but I
I
but I
mean,
did like the dynamic
but
between
I
Sergeant
mean,
Al Powell and
we
him, and I like the
Raid
the
Redemption. We gave the story an 8 on Raid Redemption.
yeah.
All
I,
happens in
I yeah, and I'm kind of there.
at an 8.
I'm kind of at an 8
I
for
was
the
thinking
story.
same
Maybe
on the 8.
maybe a 7, but I'm kind of at an 8
I was thinking an 8
because
myself.
again, beginning, middle, and end, it comes together. It finishes.
You have a
You you
great
c- you
beginning.
can you can walk away and go, okay, I don't need a sequel to that. I don't need to know what happens after.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm cool with that.
Violence.
Violence, very violent.
Very
Again,
violent.
you got explosions.
Shooting.
You got gun work. There's some fights. You got him fighting with Carl,
Oh,
and you got the helicopter and stuff. Again, I probably am not giving it. I'm kind of on par with True Lies and Taken. I'm kind of at an 8.
I'm at an 8. Yeah, I was at
Yeah,
8. I don't think it bumps up to that 9 or 10 scale,
yeah,
but I think it's that second tier level of violence where
yeah,
I'm at an 8.
yeah.
Pace,
So pace is
I'm
good.
pace is really good for this movie.
Pace is really good. Now we gave the last two movies a 9 each, and again, I think I'm
I
kind of on par with that
I am on par with that.
because
I'm
I
at least on par with that.
even the parts that slow down, you're interested. You're
And it's not
you're kind
really
of
a
going through.
slowdown.
I think I might have given. I might give it an 8, but
I would go
I'm
with 9.
totally
I'd be on pace
I'm
with
to,
True Lies and Taken on
I'm
pace.
totally cool. And then so for special effects, special effects are good considering the time period. I think yeah, I think I'm at an 8, maybe even a
I
9
I
for
would
the
say an
special
8
effects.
on special effects.
Yeah,
I would
cool.
say 8 on special effects.
Yeah, and then
Uh,
for stunts, I think the stunts are great.
Phenomenal stunts. I would be at
I
a
think I'm
9.
easily at a 9.
I would
Yeah.
say I'm at a 9 on the stunts.
Okay.
If I go by era, I'd probably put it as a 10, but
Yeah.
just watching the movie
We're going all time. So
now, so this is a
realism.
realism. Now, this is where realism hurts this. I mean, is there a lot of good realism in the movie? Yes, they do
There's
show the reloads. They do show the
yeah,
fact that
there's
he ran across glass. Now he's got fucked up feet.
yeah,
Uh,
and they totally
I'm not
foreshadowed that, but it's it's totally cool. And yeah, I agree with that. There's also a couple of points where you're like, yeah, no, that's
yeah, yeah.
so it does hurt, but it does actually make up in humor pretty well. I like the humor in this movie.
The humor in this movie would
When
be a
he's
better
talking to
movie
himself in
for
the vent, I'm laughing my ass
come
off.
away. You'll have a
But
good time.
yeah, yeah, have you love, scream, and eating 1,000-year-old Twinkie, just
Oh, dude.
funny as hell.
Humor are
I
higher than
would
realism.
I'm probably at a 7 for
7, I was
realism.
thinking on realism. That's how I was thinking 7 on realism. If I had to score humor, I'd probably put it at like an 8 or a 9.
Yeah, I'd probably give it an 8.
So
25, 35, 43, 84.
84.
All right. Last one. We're gonna
You,
motor through this. So
you
Lethal
think
Weapon 2,
into all right. Okay.
which is my favorite out of the franchise. I didn't care for the first one as much as I did the second one.
This is weird. All of
Um, I loved it. I mean, I think it's a great franchise and one that needs to be talked about. Um,
not only that, the Dutch chick is hotter than hell. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I've never seen her in any movies since
I haven't
this.
seen her in anything. Yeah, the blonde chick. I've
Oh,
never seen her in anything else. But yeah, it's totally funny. So you got Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, Joe Pesci, um, and then there's a couple people I
Sandra
recognize by
Bullock.
sight. So again, I think I'm at an 8 or 9 for the cast.
If I would have to put this just Lethal Weapon 2 for
Just
cast one, the
just
introduction
two.
of Joe Pesci in there, Glover,
Hmm.
of course, Mel Gibson,
I mean, I recognize Joss Ackland who played the
Ackland,
big bad guy, right?
uh,
Um, and then Dean Norris, who was one of the other cops, and
Dean
there's a
Norris,
couple of people I noticed by sight that didn't really have very big roles, but
not big
I know that guy.
roles.
Yeah.
I
So
I 8. I would give it an 8.
okay.
Is that what you're
Uh,
saying? 8?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I give it an 8.
yeah. I'm down for an 8.
Acting.
I thought especially Mel Gibson's character, like almost suicidal to the point of being funny.
Yes. Yeah,
I really liked him, and then Danny Glover just trying to retire,
dude. Just trying.
and
Yeah, I'm
I
telling you,
really this is probably my favorite acting job of the ones we've viewed today. So I'm gonna give it
today,
a 9
yes.
today.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I put it on par with Die Hard but Die Hard's got Alan Rickman, and that kind of
Oh, yeah.
boom. But
Part
yeah, I'm at a 9 for the acting
plot
because
line for this one.
plot line for this one, and let's read it because again I have the friggin' thing. So it says Riggs and Murtaugh are on the trail of a South African diplomat who are using their immunity to engage in criminal activities. And yeah, now when I saw the trailer for this, I was like, dude, and because
Dude,
the trailer for this has the toilet exploding in the bathroom and
yes.
landing on the dude's station wagon. I am like, I
Yes.
am watching this movie. I am getting it. It's gonna happen.
Yes.
Yeah, and Doji agrees. He thought he was for real suicidal. I really thought that he had a death wish and he was just trying to get himself killed.
So bad.
And then you got Danny Glover's like, no, please don't, because I have to back you up. I don't want any part of that. I'm just trying to retire and not get shot anymore. So yeah, I absolutely a huge fan. So
Eight
I'm
on the plot?
I'm at an 8 on the plot
Okay, so ending
because
of
I
this movie.
and the ending of this movie on the ship with
He's got
everything going
three
off.
bullet holes in him.
Yeah, and you know but it makes it when the bad guy goes
Main,
diplomatic immunity,
fuck your
bam,
boom.
just got revoked, and I was like, yes. So
And,
so yeah, I'm
oh, that's
God,
hard not to give it a 10.
it's hard not to give it a 10.
I'm gonna give it a
I,
9.
I'm gonna
It's
give it a
hard,
9. I'm gonna give it a 9.
but it's hard.
It's hard not to give it a 10 because I love how it closed. So
Story.
so I'm actually going story. I
I don't.
think
I like
God,
the story.
I like the story. I think I'm at a 9 for the story.
The character. You don't really have to worry about character building.
Yeah, because the character building all happened in the first movie, so it just jumps right into kicking everybody's ass and stuff's happening
Yeah,
and
I
you
would give it
get
a 9. I would give it a
yeah
9 on the story.
yeah I'm totally down for the 9.
The fine.
Violence, I th- I'm I'm at a 10 for the violence, and I'm just kind of
How can you not be at a
how
10?
can you not be at 10 for the violence? I'm like,
The full
and I'm thinking to
explosion.
myself, why am I at a 10? And I'm like, why am I not at a 10 for the
The,
violence in this movie?
he takes down the whole fucking side of a goddamn building.
Yeah,
Come on.
it just when the South Africans go and try to kill his whole team,
Oh, dude.
and they're like they blow up the
Yeah.
toilet and they shoot his trailer, and I was like, dude. And the car chases and the
Oh,
building that collapses, and I was just
yeah.
I'm in. I'm totally in, and that brings me to pace because I think the pace is balls out.
It is. This is probably the most balls to the wall lethal weapon there is.
Yeah,
If you think of 1 through 4, pace. If you think of balls to the wall,
like
action, all
action
this
packed
stuff,
all the way through. Shit's
not a slow
happening.
down pace.
Yeah,
This is a
the
10 pace. This is
yeah
like
the
bam,
the
bam, bam, bam.
the only time it slows down is for the sex scene.
Yes.
And I'm
As
totally in.
that does not reflect my pace. I
No, it doesn't. And I thought his pace was still pretty good. um, so
mean,
special effects, and again, I'm almost at a 10 on special
I'm
effects
almost at
because
a 10. I'm at a 9 on the
I, I
special
think
effect.
I think I'm at a 9 on special effects, and I'm probably in a 10 on stunts
10 on stunts, I would agree with.
because
9
of the
on special.
explosions and the shit and the
The
car
house
chases
coming
and
down.
the I mean, come on, the surfboard that goes through the car.
Surfboard goes to the way. Yeah.
I am the stunts are just amazing,
Amazing, especially for the.
and the humor I think is solid. I'm not at a 10. I think I'm at an 8 for the humor.
I was gonna say 8, and most I'm on the fringe of 9 because of the Pesci factor.
Yes, Pesci's great, and I love that where he's acting crazy and shit's going on. I'm really there, but really the humor is kind of only coming from those three main guys.
Yes, I put in.
So I'm at an 8.
This would score so bad on realism. Just so everybody understands.
Yeah. Oh shit, we're at 90.
No. 17. I got
25,
math
34, 43, 53, 63,
30,
72, 82, plus 8 is 90.
43, 53, 63,
90.
72, 8. Jesus Christ, really? Wow, we hit a 90.
We hit a 90.
I was just saying, I mean, I'm gonna be excited when we hit a 90. We hit a 90,
We hit a
and
90 with our
I
last one.
can't complain. Lethal Weapon 2 being a 90 was a Lethal Weapon movie being 90, being the highest one that we've talked about in action. Awesome.
I mean, I'm actually kind of surprised.
I
I
am
mean, I
surprised.
I
This is
expected
number
it to
one.
be probably top 3 or 4,
I was not expecting this one to be 90. I was
but I
thinking more
wasn't
Wick or something
I
to be
was
90.
yeah, I was really expecting Italian Job to be our top one.
Ugh. Italian Job would
Or John Wick.
not for realism.
Not for realism.
If it was for realism, it would be at
If it
90.
was realism, it'd probably be an 87. I think I'd probably give it a 7, maybe even a 6 for realism.
Yeah, for this is realism, it would score lower than Italian Job, and Italian Job
Um,
would be at
in
90.
Lethal Weapon 1, I don't think there's any CGI at Doji simply because of how old the movie is.
Yeah, like I said, maybe a little bit with the house coming down. That's about all I can think
With
of.
in Lethal Weapon 2, yes, he's talking Lethal Weapon 1, or maybe he messed that up. But in Lethal Weapon 2, when the house comes down, that I believe is digital. That's I think that one they had to fake. But the surfboard going through the window and all the car chases and the explosions and all that stuff is all stunt work.
Yeah, yeah.
So, dude, that's awesome. All right.
90. Okay.
So I know we're over our time,
We're
but let's
over.
close it out with our number one is Lethal Weapon 2 with a 90, followed by Italian Job and John Wick tied at
Yeah.
89. Now, if you had to pick
That's,
one of those two,
yeah.
I know
Okay.
John Wick's yours and Italian Job is mine, but which one would you pick
Let me think.
as the legit number two?
I would probably go with the legit number 2, Italian Job, because if we go realism, Italian. Oh fuck, realism is a 9 on Italian Job. I have to go because the humor factor would outdo the humor factor of
The humor factor in Italian Job outdoes John Wick.
So I'm going off that last category where we switch back and forth. So I
Okay.
would give the top 2, true number 2 to Italian Job.
Okay.
Italian Job is our top number 2,
All right.
and
Italian Job is 2. John Wick is 3. Now, um, also tied, we have Red and True Lies with an 87. And I'm going to have to go Red over True Lies. But God, I don't
see,
know why.
I go off of what I'm basing this off of is because we have the difference between
if we
opinions.
take the humor, if we take the humor and realism
And
factor.
realism factor of it. So if I did the realism factor between Red and True Lies, I would give it to True Lies. I mean, I'm sorry, Red.
Okay. Because yeah, I agree. And I think the humor is pretty much yeah. I think the humor
I
is a
think
little bit
the
higher in
humor
True Lies, but I
better,
think the realism is higher in Red.
a lot higher in Red.
Yeah.
like at least 2 points.
Yeah, I think it more than makes up for it. So
So
okay, so I was
Red
right
is a
anyway.
4 and True
Okay.
Lies is a 5.
All right. So 4 and 5. Okay, so at number 6, solidly is Taken.
Taken, yeah. And I think we go Die Hard.
We go Die Hard and
No, just Die Hard by itself as an 84.
no, Raid Redemption is not 84.
Is
Die
Raid
Hard and Raid Redemption.
Oh shit, Raid Redemption is an 84.
Yep.
Oh, that's a hard one. Okay, Raid Redemption has humor 5.
But yeah, I think Raid Redemption kind of
Die
makes
Hard. Okay, so
Die Hard has the better humor.
Die Hard has the better humor. Raid
And I think
Redemption even as a 5 with realism, or what we do? Realism on there, a 7.
yeah,
Raid Redemption realism,
I'm kind of about the same, maybe a
a
7.
7. So the humor factor would take it over with that 5. So I
Yeah,
would
so Die Hard takes it.
Die Hard at number 7,
Hmm.
and
And
that
then
would
Raid
have
Redemption is
Redemption at
8.
8.
And then we have Shooter
Sh-
and Flashpoint tied at
Shoot,
82.
shoot. Ah,
And I got to give the edge to Shooter.
I had to because there's not a lot of humor, and it beats it in realism.
Yeah,
Yeah, it would
it
be a
beats it in
9.
both.
Yeah, it
Okay,
would be
so
9
so
Shooter
Flashpoint's number 10.
and Flashpoint, which is weird. I didn't think Flashpoint would end up number 10,
Yeah,
honestly.
me neither. I figured like 7. I figured like 6 or 7. But yeah, that was also the first one we scored. So I don't think that changes because we
And
use
I don't
that as
think
a
it
base
changed.
for everything else.
No,
So
I think
no,
that's
I'm
a solid 82 for Flashpoint. I
yeah,
mean, I think it might hurt it because of the cast. I think the cast and the acting being an international film hurts this movie, but I think it could score higher than the 82, but it's I can't disagree with it. Anything this number 1 action film that we discussed of the top 10 of our top 10 being Lethal Weapon 2,
yeah,
I have no complaints over it whatsoever.
yeah, totally cool. All right, well that was it. We got through it. We're over on time, but that is okay. We got it done. So I'm gonna put the list on Facebook and Instagram and all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Um, and then next week we're gonna be able to go a little bit longer, I think,
Yeah, it'll
and
so much
we're
more
gonna
character.
start with animated movies,
Animated movies. This is
and
gonna be,
we'll.
I think, harder for Dave than me. So,
I'm not. I mean, I've got my top 5.
uh,
I've got them, but yeah,
I'm
none of them are anime.
I'm interested to see. I think you're gonna have to watch movies.
I'm gonna have to watch some movies. If you give me any like Tokarishu Japanese bullshit, I'm gonna have to watch a bunch of movies. So, um,
You
and
will
I
watch
already hate you for that.
one, maybe 2 animes that you might have to watch.
I'm pretty sure at least 2. Um, so, John, I'm gonna throw our intro out at the end,
There we go.
and then we'll close it out. But until next week, everybody, stay safe, and maybe we'll see you at the movies.
Thanks for watching and listening.
Now, if I can only get to it, there it is.
Awkward
Okay,
pause.
I haven't had as much beer as you had, but I was like, I can't find it. There it is.